Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the 2017 season. Whitetail season is over as of about January, middle of January, but we have always got axis deer to hunt. And so stay tuned for a great hunt. Thanks for watching.
Passion is something built in our souls by the Creator. It drives us to do what we do. As bow hunters, we always respect God's creation, but let us never forget that when our time comes and we stand before God on Judgment Day, God will never ask us how many big bucks we shot or how many species we have taken with our bow. God's only question will be this: what did you do with my son? You guys who watch my show regularly will remember this buck from 2 episodes ago. I actually shot this buck. I should have been using my 20-yard pin, but for some reason I was thinking my 30-yard pin. Had to hurry up and try to shoot him as he went out. But I had a fellow Indian Creek Ranch landowner that sent me a picture of this buck, and he's alive and well. You can actually see where I hit him. Apparently it looks like it probably hit him somewhere in the spine and just did not penetrate for some reason or the other. But this buck will be available for us for next year, so pretty excited about that. So fast forward to January 19, and I was able to get back out to the ranch. I had to cut some cedar and do some wildlife management activities for our tax exemption. And so, but anytime I'm out at the ranch, I'm going to sit in the blind in the mornings and the evenings. So I did that, got to see a lot of whitetail, but whitetail season is over as of about 5 days ago. But I checked the cameras, and this is what was waiting for me right here. So I had some high hopes that I would actually see a nice axis buck, and hoping that it would show up. This guy would show up again. This is about a week prior to me sitting in the blind. And then actually, the last morning I was sitting there, I did have an axis deer come in, but you can see obviously it's not that nice one. But anytime we get an opportunity at an axis deer, we're going to take it. This guy actually was out at about 30 yards, and then he decided to move forward, and he got about 25 yards. I'd actually pulled back when he was right here because I thought he would turn, and then let down, and because I couldn't hold it that long. And then after I let down, he went back out to 30 yards and then made his way back into about 25 yards. So I was going to take my shot right here, so you'll see what happens. He is gone. I think he saw too much movement in that window, didn't like what he saw, so he just walked out and didn't see him again. So fast forward nearly a month ahead, and I was sitting in the blind on a Thursday morning after getting there about 2 o'clock in the morning and then sleeping for 3 hours. Made a little bit too much noise, and guess what? Was actually pulling my bow off the hook, and it just kind of clanked a couple of times and they were gone. I was entertained most of the morning by some young bucks. It's always good to see those. But those axis deer actually hung around. I could see them in the trees on occasion, and one pretty nice buck, and on one occasion one of them bellowed. Sounds like someone dying in the trees, doesn't it? That's actually an axis buck bellowing, similar to what an elk might do, but they just sound quite a bit different. So anyways, I enjoyed the morning watching these young bucks come in. Here's another one that's going to be nice and tall. Hopefully next year he'll be a shooter, but we'll see. We'll evaluate to see what he looks like next year.
Well, guys, we've come out to the property to cut some cedar. But guess what I found on the cameras when I got here? Last week, almost every day. Mostly in the morning, sometimes in the evening. So this is evening time. I was in the wrong blind this morning. I was in the middle blind. I should have been in the south blind right here. It's a bad wind, but I think I'm high enough. And it should pull it over the top, but we'll see what happens. Been seeing a buck. Hopefully I'll shoot at least a decent buck with my bow for the first time. Still trying to do that. So hopefully tonight we'll get something down. If not, we got the morning to hunt, and then I gotta get back to work. So stay tuned for some good hunting. This morning I almost had a shot at a axis deer. He was a small buck, but I banged my bow as I was getting it off, and they just kind of went out, which no big deal. He wasn't that big anyways, but still would have been meat in the freezer. But anyways, been seeing lots of nice bucks, young bucks, so it gives us hope for next year. They still haven't dropped their horns yet, and been cutting lots of cedar. Hopefully going to clear out a nice area in the middle of my property so the acorns and more forbs and grasses will grow, just to get a lot of this big cedar out of here. It's a constant chore. Been burning some of the piles as well, so we're going to sit back tonight and hopefully get something down tonight, so stay tuned. Welcome to Indian Creek Bowhunting Journal.
So the first guy to show up was Mr. Armadillo, and then I had the same buck that came in the morning show up, the nice tall 8-point, and he milled around, and then finally some of his buddies joined him, and then after that the action heated up. In fact, I had a couple of foxes come in, and I was trying to film them. I thought I had the film going, but it didn't, and I quickly switched it on, and this is what I had, and all of a sudden, it's the same time, 2 axis deer come in. Watch this. Whatever he saw, he didn't like it, so he hightailed it out of there. I thought this doe was going to leave as well, but she stuck around and fed with these bucks that were there. And so I was hoping this buck would come back. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited some more. And then finally, after about 20 minutes or so, I decided, well, I'm going to shoot this doe because I don't think that buck is coming back, and she was probably getting ready to leave at any moment. So watch this as it plays out.
She's right there. I think she's going down right there. We're gonna hang tight right here. Hopefully that buck will come back in. But I may get another group of axis deer come in here. That was a good shot. Yeah. I think that's my... Well, I've shot very few doe with my bow, that's for sure. They're hard to get to come in during the daylight. They're always out at night. But we're gonna sit here. Maybe something else will come in. I saw a fox. Just before that, I was thinking, well, maybe I should shoot the fox with my bow. A couple of fox. And then that buck and that axis came right in. Axis buck and doe together. Well, hang tight. Maybe we'll see something else. It was a complete pass-through, so I think she's dead right over there in those trees where she ran. Alright guys, we got us a double lung. We actually saw the deer when we came in with the truck on the other side, so we'll just go right to her, but it looks like it sheared off the one of the blades here. But she's down and out right over there. Maybe 25 yards. So let's go get her. Alright, there she is. Let's go get her. I heard her rustling in these trees when I was in the stand. Figured she fell in here. Alright, hope you enjoyed that hunt. As you saw, she came in with a buck. I wanted to shoot that axis buck. In fact, I'd been catching those on the camera, and so I had set in the blind to try to shoot that buck tonight. And I got another chance tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I'll get the buck tomorrow morning. We'll see what happens. But anyway, she came in. She was there for probably about 20 minutes before I shot her, and I figured that buck wasn't coming back because he came in for probably 15-20 seconds, as you see on the video, and just scurried out real fast. Hit her double lung. Looks like, I don't know if you know anything about these axis deer, but all their vitals are shoved forward, so you have to shoot them forward a little bit further than a whitetail, because if you hit it where you hit a whitetail, you probably miss the lungs and be in for a long search if you even find it. But anyway, she'll make good eating. We take these axes as often as we can, just because they outcompete the whitetail for habitat. So this will make some good venison in the freezer. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching Indian Creek Bow Hunting Journal. Be sure and give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.